Alright, so yeah, today we're going to discuss about the 2019 October-November paper 1-3, which is a paper 1, variant 3. Yeah, nothing special here. Since now don't have set, so I will skip this question because set is not in your syllabus now. Okay. Sketch a graph for 5 cos 4x minus 3. When you sketch a graph, which one we should do first? We always focus on the constant number at the back first, because minus 3 means what? Minus 3 means basically going down 3 units, isn't it? So it should be somewhere here. Let me change color. Negative 3, minus 3. So you should start drawing from this line. So do this one first. And do which one second? So we will do the 5 after that. So 5 means what? 5 means from the negative 3 here, we actually need to plus 5 and minus 5. So from negative 3, I have plus 5, I will go to 2. If I minus 5, I will go to negative 8. This one will be your amplitudes. That means it's your maximum and your minimum. Alright. Then last only you focus at the 4x. 4x means what? 4x basically means in 360 degree you have 4 cycles. Or you want to know what is your 1 cycle, you can always do 4x equals to 360. This 360 is fixed already for sine graph and cos graph. Tangent graph will be 180. So therefore, no matter how many x here, you always equals to 360 degree for sine and cos. Tangent will equals to 180. Then x will be 90. What's the meaning of x here? X here, that means is 1 cycle equals to 90 degree. So you can see it's just nice 90 here. So therefore, I will need to draw like 1 cycle here. So at 90 degrees. So what I will do here, this is cos, right? So I will plot 4 coordinates for my cos graph. So this is what happened. My cos will look something like this. This one will be my first one, and then my second, or 5 coordinates, sorry. So I'm going to plot something like this, because this one basically, because cos graph you divide them into the 4 different quadrants, isn't it? So yeah, this is what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So yeah, this is what I want to do here, my first coordinate. And then because the minimum will be at 45, right? Because it's half of the graph. So you should know these 2 coordinates is for sure you know, and then for sure you will know about you will know about the minimum, which is here. Right, and then how about these 2? These 2 will be at half of the 1/4 of the quadrant, or we call quadra. So it will be here. And then this one will be somewhere here. So this is what happened for your cos graph now. So you have something like this. Alright, but then they ask you to draw from negative 90 to positive 90, right? So what you need to do after that is you need to duplicate this one on the other side. So yeah, I will plot like this. Go to here, and then come here, finally reach at 2 here. So my graph will be something like this. You get it? Okay. So it's not too difficult, but then you need to know the process of drawing the graph here. So normally I will always do the constant number at the back, which is how many units he's going to shift up and shift down. And then after that, I will see the amplitudes. Like 5 here, that means from the middle line. This one I will call it as a new x-axis. From there, I will actually plus 5 and minus 5. And the 4x over here is like 4 cycle in 360 degree. So you want to know, you can just divide 4 if you understand. So like each cycle will be at 90 degree. If you can't do that, you can do about this method to find out what is your 1 cycle. So far so good. That's right. Okay, then after that will be your bonus mark, because if you can draw this graph, definitely you know what is the amplitude, right? So it's 5. But what I want to say about amplitude here is, even though if your equation will be y equals to -5 sine x, your amplitude is still +5, because we never take the negative for the amplitude, so amplitude is still +5. Alright, write down your period. Periods over here actually means what is the one cycle. So if you know that, you can straight away write 90 degree, or else you can just do 4x equals to 360, x equals to 90 degree. It's something like range of one cycle. Okay, this is the meaning of periods. And then yeah, just like that. Okay, number 3 will be the differentiation here. So for this differentiation, yeah, just differentiate. They ask you to differentiate, right? So do dy dx. Differentiation rule tell me that power we move to the front, so it will be -1/3 at the front here, and then this one will be 3x squared minus 1. Just copy, don't do anything inside first, and then what you need to do after that, you -1 for your power. You just imagine -1/3 minus 1. You can use calculator, we will get -4/3. Then only you multiply, you differentiate whatever inside the bracket, put at the bracket at the back here. So yeah, if I differentiate 3x squared minus 1, I will actually get 6x. Okay, so you differentiate 3x squared minus 1 right at the bracket at the back here. So then 6 and -1/3 I can multiply, or we call it simplify. Actually I get 2, isn't it? So it will be -2x bracket 3x squared minus 1 power of -4/3. Alright, this is what we do. Yeah, this is our final answer. Okay, for part 2, find the approximate change in y as x is increased from √3 to √3 plus p. If you see approximate change in y, you should know this one means change in y. So when you see something like this, you should write out the formula first. Change in y over change in x equals to dy dx. Okay, this is the formula for small change. Alright, so yeah, we know the change in x, right? Because we just use this is original value of x, this is new value of x. Just use in order to find the change of x, just use the new value of x minus the original value of x. So basically you will get p. Okay, because √3 plus p minus √3, you will get p. So we got a p, and then we have the dy dx. We just did it on the top here. So this is our dy dx we have already. But very important information here is you always need to substitute your original value of x into your dy dx. Okay, sub original value of x into the dy dx. So I will sub into the dy dx here. So I will have change of y over change of x is just p equals to dy dx will be -2. Original value of x over here is √3, isn't it? 2 √3 bracket 3 √3 square minus 1 -4/3. Alright, then I will do this one, square root y. Why is just 1 mark for this thing? I would think it's a lot harder than that. Alright, this one will be 3 times 3 will be 9. 9 minus 1 will be 8. 8 power -4/3 should be 1/16. Right, so therefore my final answer for change of y should be simplified, right? A minus 3/8. Okay. Yeah, should be 1/16, right? If I didn't remember wrongly. Yeah, 8 power of -4/3. Yeah, 1/16. Okay, so far so good. If you don't understand, please pause me, or else I will keep on move on. So find the equation of normals to the curve y equals to this thing. So this is exactly same equation at the point of x equals to square root 3. Whenever you see the word normal, you always need to think about perpendicular formula, which is m1 times m2 equals to -1. m1 multiply m2 equals to -1, or you can remember something like gradient of tangent multiply gradient of normal equals to -1. Okay, because in order to get equation of normal, you need to have the gradient of normal. Of course, in order to form the equation, another formula you need is y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. And your m over here should be the gradient of normal. Okay, so yeah, we have dy dx is over here. And then we already sub our square root 3 into dy dx before, which is oh, there's a p here, sorry, you want to remove the p. So this one should be your gradient of tangent if you see carefully, isn't it? Or you can resubstitute in if you want, but since I already solved on the part 2, so I will just use it. My gradient of tangent, after I sub the square root 3 into it, I should get negative square root 3 over a. Right, then I want to get gradient of normal, or m2. So I will flip over this thing, add a negative, so it will be 8 over square root 3. Okay, if you don't know how you get it, you can just do, okay, this one multiply m2 equals to -1. By solving this one, you will get the gradient of normal is equals to 8 over square root 3. Okay, now you have the gradient of normal. You solve the gradient of normal part already. You have the x1, which is square root 3. This is square root 3. It's easy. But you don't have the y1 because you need to have coordinate. So you need to have the y coordinates. So what I will do is I will just sub the square root 3 into my y equation in order to get my y coordinates here. So my y will equals to 3 square root 3 square minus 1 -1 over 3. So my y should be, okay, here should be 8. 8 power of -1 over 3 should be 1 over 2. Yup, so y minus 1 over 2 equals to 8 square root 3 x minus square root 3. So by solving this one, you will get the equation. I will expand it. So 8 over square root 3x. This one, if I multiply in, I will get -8 plus 1 over 2. Then I will get my final equation, which is 8 square root 3 x minus 7.5, which is 15 over 2. Okay, so yep, this is the answer for part 3. You guys have the marking scheme, right? Because I just want to make sure I actually do correct. So what I will do here is, yeah, I will download the marking scheme as well. So far so good. Is there anything you want to ask me? No? If don't have, then I will just move on. I check the marking scheme. Yeah, allow and simplify. So the marking scheme say allow and simplify means what? Means basically you will get full mark by giving them this answer. This one can be your final answer without simplified, because here they actually says that the allow and simplify. Okay, but yeah, if you want to simplify, you can just do it, no problem. Alright, okay, actually you don't have matrix already, but then yeah, because I guess you need the matrix to actually solve the part 2, so we just like do some revision for your extended math. How to get A inverse? A inverse basically is 1 over AD negative 5 minus BC A, and then A and D you swap place, B and C you add negative, isn't it? This is how we do the inverse matrix. So you will get 1 over negative 13, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, 5. But normally so many negative here, I prefer like factorize out the negative to get positive here. 1, 2, 4, negative 5. You can do that, or you prefer leave like this. Yeah, you can do that also. Because I see the word hangs, so whenever you see the word hangs, you know you need the answer from part 1 to solve it. Okay, so they ask you to find the acute angle of x and y. Acute angle basically mean the angle between should be less than 90, okay? Between 0 and 90. Alright, so you need to find some similarity here. Okay, so in order to get this, right, I kind of see that coefficient is the same thing. 5, 2, 4, negative 1. And then I see tangent x first, then only get the tangent y. I get 12, 7. Yeah, you might doubt about my matrix equation here. Yeah, if you multiply, you actually getting back the same thing. Because, okay, when we do the matrix, right, we actually know it's horizontal multiply vertical, right? So what we do is, if I do the multiplication here, 5 multiply tangent x give me 5 tangent x. 2 multiply tangent y give me 2 tangent y, will equals to 12. If I do the same thing for the bottom column here, bottom row here, so you can see 4 multiply tangent x, you get 4 tangent x. Negative 1 multiply tangent y, you get negative tangent y, equals to 7. So this metric itself actually makes sense one. It's not like simply form one, okay? So therefore, tangent x, tangent y, I'm going to move this metric to the other side. So definitely it will become inverse metric. And we already have the inverse matrix, which is this one. So I will get 1 over 13, 1, 2, 4, negative 5, and then 12, 7. Okay, then what we do next is we expand it. Remember, horizontal multiply vertical. Okay, this is my way. I think your math teacher might teach you different way. It's fine. Any way you're familiar is fine. So 1 multiply 12 is 12. 2 multiply 7 is 14. And then 4 multiply 12 is 48. Negative 5 multiply 7 is minus 35. So I will get 1 over 13. Here will be 26. This one will be 13. So it's just nice. I will get 2, 1 for my tangent x and tangent y. So they ask you to find an acute angle for x and y. That means we need to do tangent x equals to 2. Then my x will equals to, yeah, you live in radian. Since the question say about radian, so you make sure you do radian. So yep, shift tangent 2, I will get 1.107. Alright, then I will do tangent y equals to 1. Then y is just pi over 4, which is 45 degree. Okay, or you can leave in decimal. You can leave in decimal. 1 decimal should be 0.785. Depend which calculator you are using. Yeah, both should be fine. Yeah, this is how to do this kind of questions. Another differentiation. Right, so you see both expression that actually they multiply each other. So you should know this one is the product rule. Product rule is uv, right? So if we differentiate product rule, we'll get u differentiate v plus v differentiate u. Okay, so yeah, I will straight away write this thing. So I copy the u first, and then I differentiate the v. If I differentiate ln x squared plus 3, what I will get is, remember whenever you see ln, you will get 1 over the whole thing, x squared plus 3. And then you need to differentiate x squared plus 3 one more time right on the top here, which is 2x. Okay? And then plus, copy the v, ln x squared plus 3. Differentiate the u. Differentiate the u, just give me 2x. And then, yes, you can write multiply 2x like this. Yeah, normally I will simplify it. This one and this one is the same thing, so I just simplify. Both have 2x, I will just factorize out the 2x. I have 1 plus ln x squared plus 3. Yep, this one will be my final answer. Okay, so yeah, it's not very hard, so you just need to see carefully when you do it. Because what you see the word hangs, whenever you see the word hangs, you have to use the answer in the part 1. So okay, we kind of need the x ln x ln x squared plus 3. So yeah, I kind of need to multiply it back. Okay, never mind, I just multiply it back. 2x ln x squared plus 3 is my when I differentiate that one. I cannot write dy dx here unless I let the whole thing equals to the y. So over here they just say differentiate respect to x, so I can only write d dx. So this one is x squared plus 3 ln x squared plus 3. That means I differentiate this one with respect to x. Okay, so yeah, that's what I want to do now. Is I want to copy the whole thing at the bottom, to the bottom here. So let me see, do I have any anything I can do the copy here? Can I? Yeah, nice. So you can see I actually copying it and right at the bottom here. So why I want to copy it, because here they ask you to integrate this one and you can't just simply integrate, so you have to use the answer in the part 1 to do it. So what I want to do here is I need to find my question. First step is find the question from your equation. Then you only integrate whatever you can be integrate. Okay, so this is how I find. Obviously, I see it is somewhere here. So what I will do is I will add the integration sign for every single one. Alright, so you can see this is my question here. So I want to make this one as a subject. So I want to move whatever to the other side to only make this thing as a subject. On the other side over here, you can see integrate d dx is over here. So I can just simplify them. And then, yeah. And then I'm going to move my integrates 2x over here. So, okay, here it will give me x squared plus 3 ln x squared plus 3. If I integrate 2x, what do I get? Actually, I'm getting x squared, isn't it? Because it's 2 divided by 2 and then you simplify the 2. So this is x squared. The whole thing here, after you integrate, you will get x squared. So I move to the other side is minus x squared. There's a plus c here, equal to this thing. And there's a 2 here. What we need to do for 2 is we divided 2. So divided 2, divided 2. C no need to divide 2, okay? So you will get this thing. X squared plus 3 dx. So that means if I integrate this one, I will get this thing. Then we're done about this 2-mark question. So for this 2-mark question over here, you didn't really integrate much. Even though it seems like very difficult because they ask you to integrate x ln x squared plus 3, and then you realize you never learned about how to integrate it. Actually, the whole question just want you to simplify. You only integrate one thing, which is 2x, which is extremely easy for you. Okay, so yeah, so far so good. Okay, right? If not okay, must tell me. Okay, number 6 here is a linear law. Yeah. The good thing is we quite some time never do about linear law. Yeah, let's do it. So they give you a table. You have a table here. And the table actually show the variable x and y such that y equals to ab power x squared, where a, b are constant. So draw a straight line graph to show that y equals to ab x squared. Okay, first thing is this exponential graph, so it should never be the straight line. So if the question asks you to change the exponential equation into the straight line, you know it's a linear law. Okay, so yeah, we need to solve this thing first. Let's see any other condition they ask. No. Okay, so good. So I will just solve this one. So y equals to ab x squared. So since a and b is a constant, I want to change, my objective is to change this equation into the y equals to mx plus c. My objective is to change this equation into the linear, because this is the linear equation. So what I want to do is, I can add log 10 or I can add ln, which is log base e. So because the question doesn't say anything, let's add ln maybe. I add ln for both. I can add lg. Both should be correct. Okay. So ln y actually tell me that equals to ln. Here is multiply, right? In the log rule, multiply basically, if I expand, become plus, right? And then the next step is log rule tell me the power I can move to the front, become multiply, right? So I will get ln y equals to ln b x squared plus ln a. And you might think, how do I get the ln b x squared? Because if you move the x squared to the front here, you will get x squared ln b, right? X squared multiply ln b is same with the ln b multiply x squared, right? Both is the same thing. But why I want to write in this form? Because the question tell me b is a constant. So therefore, I need to make my m constant. This is y equals to mx plus c. My c must be constant also, because m and c must be constant. So I just reposition it. So in order to get the constant here. Okay, so then from this equation, at least I understand something. I need to draw a graph which is ln b again x squared. So, but I don't have this information. So what I want to do is I will need to draw my own table by using the xy table there. So first thing is I want to have my x squared. Then I will do my ln y. Yeah, we do the x squared first, seems easier. 1 squared is 1. And 1.5 squared is 2.25, isn't it? Yeah, 2.25. 2 square will be 4. 2.5 square will be 6.25, and 3 square will be 9. Alright, then I will do the ln y. Yeah, when you do the ln y, like ln 6 for the first one, you actually get infinite decimal. I think 2 decimals should be more than enough. So I do 1.79. Then ln 14.3, I will get 2.66. And then ln 48, I will get 3.87. And then ln 228, I will get 5.43. And then ln 1536, I will get 7.34. Right, after I have all these coordinates, then I will start drawing. Okay, so let's do it. I will insert I'll go home because I need a straight line. Where is my straight line? Oh, it's over here, so I will need a straight line here. I'll just reposition this thing, make it look like this. Okay, and then I need another line. Oops, I don't want this one, I want with the arrow one. So this line I will reposition it, make it look like this. Okay, now I have my x squared here, and then I have my ln y here. Okay, let me make this equation look nicer a bit. Okay, then I will try to like estimate the how many boxes that means I want to estimate the skew for my horizontal axis and vertical axis. So Horizontal axis, I want to from 1 to 9. Alright, so basically minimum is 1, maximum will be 9. So I kind of estimate here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it's just 9. So I'm going to call this one 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, because I want up to 9, so 10 should be more than enough. Alright, and then for my vertical exit here, I want to up to 7.34, so it's about 8 here. So let's say 2, 4, 6, 8 will be nice. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cannot. So I will just do 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, so yeah, maybe the examiner actually assume you actually using these two boxes. So this is a reason why I couldn't use about 75% of the graph. But it's fine, you get the idea. Okay, so then the next thing is we're going to plot 1 and 1.79, so it's about 1.8. So 1 is over here, 1.8 is somewhere here. So I get the first one, which is 1 and 1.8. Okay, then the second one is 2.25 and 2.66. Okay, 2.25 is somewhere at the middle here, and then 2.66 is somewhere here. Okay, then 4 and 3.87. 4 and 3.87 is somewhere here. And then 6.25 and 5.43. 6.2, 6.25 and 4 point what? 5.43. 6.25 and then we want 5.43, 5.2, 5.4, 5.43 somewhere here. And then 9 and 7.34. 9, 7.34, 7, 7.2, 7.34 somewhere here. Oops, somewhere here. Okay, so if you see carefully, you should know it look like a straight line. But then in this topic, you already learned about the best fit. So yeah, just do your best to make this line connect almost all the point here. So I will adjust this one. Please move, please move. Okay, until it's almost touched all the point here. Yeah, trying to best fit it. The most important when you draw this line is you want to make sure okay, what is the best fit? I just say one more time. Is you want to minimize this distance toward the line. There's a distance here, isn't it? You want to minimize each of the distance toward this line. So yeah, this is how we do the best fit here. And then another important point about about drawing this straight line is this straight line must touch the vertical axis. This is a must, because what? Later they will ask you to find the A value. Y equals to mx plus c. You know what's the meaning of c, right? C actually means y-intercept. In this case, it means vertical intercept. So you need to make sure this line always touch this axis, because some student might draw like halfway, doesn't touch it. So you need to make sure it's touched. Because what? We done about the graph already. Part B, they definitely ask us to use the graph to find A and B. So use the graph, you kind of need to indicate you use the graph. Alright, so from here, the intersection here should be 1, okay? So because the circle make it look like 0.8, but it should be 1. Okay, so what I want to do here is I will write the 1 here to indicate I use the graph. So I will say ln A equals to 1. A is just e power 1. You get 0.8 in your graph, you just use back the 0.8. Okay, because my ln A is my C, right? And then I want to get B. Ln B over here is my gradient. So what I will do for my gradient is I kind of need to take two coordinates the line actually touch. So let's say I will choose the first coordinate, and the last coordinate maybe. And then normally if I want to indicate I use these two coordinates, I will draw a triangle for them using the dotted line. Yeah, but this one must look like a straight line lah. I'm using freehand. Of course, in the exam, you will use the ruler. So I will take these 2 points to get my gradient. So this is the first one and the last one, isn't it? So I will take the first one and the last one to do my ln b. Ln b is my gradient, right? Is equals to y minus y over x minus x. Okay, so 7.34 minus 1.79 divided by 8. So it's 0.669375 or 38 equals to my ln b. Then b will become e power of this thing. So I will just do exponent here. So yeah, e power of my answer here, I should get 2. Alright, so yeah, if like that, I can get my a and b. So my b is 2. They can allow any answer between 1.6 to 2.4. My a just now is e power of 1, right? So it's 2.72. But then they says for a, they allow the answer between 2.5 to 3.6. So at my 2.7 should be good. Right, so yep, that means this is how you get the full mark here, to get the 4 mark here by using the graph to solve it. And then last thing, they ask you to estimate the value of x when y equals to 100. Yeah, a lot of students, they're trying to find the 100 here, and then you realize you couldn't find because this is not y, this is ln y. Alright, so therefore when y equals to 100, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do ln 100 because it's ln y, isn't it? I want to know what is the value in my graph here. So ln 100, I will get 4.61. So I try to find the 4.61, and then I'm going to find what is the x value after that. So where is my 4.2, 4.4, 4.6? One is about here. And then what I will do is I will need to draw a line to the other side and then find what is my x value. So it's something like this. So you can see when he touch here, and then you're going to read what about these values. It's just nice. It's a 5 here. But you must be careful. This 5 is not your x value, because a lot of students, when they see 5, they straight away write it's 5. But this 5 is for the x squared, alright? So this question asks about x, right? So I will say x squared equals to 5. And then x will equals to square root 5. Then you can leave in square root 5, or you want to write in a decimal, is 2.24. Okay, so this is your x value. Whenever you see the word estimate, you always need to find from the graph. Alright, or else they'll ask you to find or ask you to evaluate. So it's, you see the word estimate, basically they ask you to find from the graph. Okay, so yep. So yeah. They can accept any answer between 2 to 2.7. So you no need to so worry about your estimation. Yeah, so far so good. Anything you want to ask me about linear law, about any other topic? Okay. Question number 7 here. So a 5-digit code is to be chosen from digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each digit may be used once only in any 5-digit code. So find the numbers of different 5-digit codes that may be chosen if there's no restriction. So whenever you see digit code, you straight away think about permutation, so which is MPR. This one tell you what, you can only use P. Alright. So of course you can still use C and factorial join together. You want to do that, you can do that. But then use P is a lot easier. So 1 to 9 here, we have 9 digits here. We want to choose 5 digits, so it's just 9P5. And then you kind of need to write the final answer. You cannot leave in the 9P5 here, so it's 15120. So the code is divisible by 5. So whenever divisible by 5, you need to, from your digit there, you need to find 5 or 0. Because any number end with 5 and 0 can be divisible by 5. And the good news over here is you don't have 0, you only have 1, 5. So it should be quite easy. That means your 5 digits code here, the last digit must be 5. So 5 I have to put at last digit. So the 4 places here, I can only insert from the other 8 digits. So let's be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So from 8 digits here, I'm going to choose 4 digits to put into this 4 place and arrange them because it's P. And then 5 is a specific number I choose over here, so it's just one way. So multiply 1. Or you can just ignore it because any number multiply 1, you are actually getting back the same thing. So this one is just 8P4. So equals to 1680. Okay, so the code is even and greater than 70,000. Alright, now this is 3 mark. Okay, in order to make it even number, the last digits must be even number, which is 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, in order to make it greater than 70,000, the first digits must be either 7, 8, or 9. Alright, for this kind of question, first thing is you need to check whether the first digit and last digit do they actually repeated. So over here you can see the number 8 over here, they repeat each other, right? So if you see they repeat, so what you need to do is you kind of need to like separate them. So what I will do is I separate them into 2 cases, case number 1 and case number 2. Case number 1, I will just insert 8 in my first place, and the last place is just use 2, 4, 6 because I want to make sure they doesn't repeat each other. So if I insert 8 in the first place, so this is just one way. Okay, and then here is 3 number, choose one, this is just 3 way. Okay, then the middle here, you need to think like, okay, so if I use 2 number already from the 9 number here, 9 digits here, I already used 2 number, so I still left 7 number in it. So 7 number, I'm going to choose 3 to arrange at the 3 places here. Then you multiply each other. So which is 1 multiply 7, P3 multiply 3. Yeah, just like this. Then you type in the calculator, you will get 7 P3 multiply 3, so it's 630. Then we still have case number 2, right? Case number 2, I want to make sure I didn't use 8 in the first place because I already used in the case number 1. I'll use 7 and 9. If I use 7 and 9, my last digit here, I can use all the number I want. 2, 4, 6, 8, right? So here, you only have 2 ways, so it's a 2 here. Here you have 4 way, it's a 4 here. And then middle is the same thing. You still have 7 number at the middle. So it's 7 P3. And then you multiply each other. So multiply 2, multiply 4, you have 1680. And then you're going to plus both of them together. You should get 2310. Okay, this is how you solve this kind of question. Whenever they repeat, like, so you kind of need to separate them. So after you separate them, you need to find out all the possibility. All the number of way of arranging it, and then you plus them together to get your final answer. You get it, right? It shouldn't be too difficult here. So if you understand, I'm going to move on to the next one. So a team of 6 people is to be chosen from 8 men and 6 women. So find the number of different teams that may be chosen if there's no restriction. So if no restriction, I'm going to join men and women together. So I have 14 people. So from the 14 people here, I kind of need to choose 4 people. So in this case, before you start to do, you have to ask yourself, in these cases, arrangement matter or not? If arrangement doesn't matter, you're going to use C. If matter, you're going to use P. So over here, because I want to choose the man to form a team, I don't think I need to arrange them. So therefore, I will use C, which is combination, NCR. So in this case, it's 14 people. I choose 6. So it's 14 C6. So it's 3003. Okay, so in the 6 people team here, the second condition they say is no woman in the team. So if there's no woman in the team, so what we will do over here is we're going to make sure we choose all from the men. We have how many men here? We have 8 men here. We're going to choose 6. So it's 8C6. It's 28 way of selecting that. Okay, so last one is a quite famous case. I don't put across. It's a famous case here. There's a man and a wife who must not be separated. Must not be separated over here means what? Means I can either put both of them in a team or I exclude both of them in a team. So what I want to do here is I have 8 men and 6 women, right? From 8 men here, I'm going to separate them like 1 man is a husband and 7 is a man. It's just the other man. Alright, here I have 1 woman, which is the wife. And then the other is just another 5 other women. So over here, I want to select 6 of them in a team. So these 6 of them, I either include the husband and wife, or I exclude the husband and wife. So if I want to include the husband and wife, I kind of need to insert here man, which is husband, and women, which is the wife. So if I put them into here, this is one way and one way. So you no need to so worry about should I do something like 2C1 or something like that. No need, because you specifically choose the husband and choose the wife. So it's just 1 and 1. And then another 4 people here, they doesn't say they want any other condition. They just focus on husband and wife only. So what I will do over here is I'm going to join the men and women here, become 12 people here. Between 12 people here, you're going to choose 4 into here, right? So it's just 12C4. Alright. Okay, now if I want to exclude them, that means I only choose from the 12 people here, right? For this 6 people team. So it's just 12C6. So over here, I will get 2 numbers, and then I will plus both of the number. This one give me 495. So 12C6 going to give me 924. And then I'm going to plus them together. Should be 1419 way of choosing the 6-member team. Okay, so far so good. Okay, now we continue question number 8 here. So for question number 8 over here, it's a log question. So basically they ask you to find a log base A and ax y square. So yeah, in order to do this one, log rule tells us that multiply it will become plus, right? Because we have log AB will get log A plus log B, isn't it? This is the formula. So what I will do over here is I'm going to expand them. So become log AA plus log AX plus log AY square. And log rule tell me that square I can move to the front, become multiply. Log AA is 1. Log AX is P. Log AY is Q plus 2Q. Done already. These 2 marks is very easy. Alright. In log rule, we know if a over b will become log a minus log b, isn't it? So I'm going to do because I see some divide here, so I guess I will need the divide law here. So this one is log a x cubed. Okay, divide is minus, right? But then you divide two terms over here, so it's so important for you to put a bracket here. Okay, so it's log a plus log a y. Okay, why I do the plus here? Because the relationship between a and y is multiply, right? Multiply is a plus. Okay, unless you doesn't put a bracket here, you can actually do both is minus, because you might think something like this is x cubed divide a and x cubed divide y, isn't it? So you can put minus for both. But in order to make it less confusing, so I will just put a plus at the middle, because the multiply is plus, the divide is minus. But remember the bracket, or else you will make some carry mistake. 3 I will move to the front, so which is 3p. Log ax is a p, okay? Minus 1 minus, because negative for both, right? Q. Okay, another 2 mark. Alright, this one you know you need to change base. Okay, this one, if I want to swap the base here, we have a formula log AB equals to 1 over log BA. Okay, remember about this rule. So what I want to do is I'm going to do this rule. So it's 1 over log AX plus 1 over log AY. So if I want to swap the base and the number here, this is what I will do, which is 1 over P plus 1 over Q. Okay, it just in case you doesn't remember about this formula, you can use back the standard change base formula. AB equals to log CB over log CA. Yeah, this formula work also, just you need to have more step to get this 1 mark. Okay, using the substitution m equals to 3 power of x to solve, or using a substitution or otherwise. That means you see or otherwise you can straight away do without substitute. But I will always recommend students to substitute unless you are so good in indices and algebra, then you don't need to substitute. Or else just substitute it, because it will make your whole equation look a lot easier. So, okay. This is 3 power of x minus, before I substitute, of course I simplify it, okay? This is 3 power of 1 plus in the power mean multiply 3 power of 2x plus 4 equals to 0. Alright, this is 3 power of x, this is m, minus this is 3 power of 2x here. So let me simplify this one for you. 3 power of 2x, I can say is a 3 power of x2, right? And my x, 3 power of x itself is m, so this one is m squared. So at the end, 3 power of 2x, I can change it into m squared plus 4 equals to 0. So I'm going to move everything to the other side to make the 3m squared become positive. So it will be minus m minus 4 equals to 0. So I just multiply negative for the whole equation. Then I will factorize it as usual. So this is 3m and m. In order to get a 1 here, I will do 4 and 1 here, and then minus m plus. So my m equals to 4 over 3 and my m equals to negative 1. But I'm not finding m, right? Because the question asked me to solve. If the question asked me to solve, the question asked about x. So my m is 3 power of x, right? Equals to 4 over 3. Then, yeah. Then my x is just equals to log 3, 4 over 3. Can 4 over 3 be simplified? I try to avoid using log, but I guess this is not the case. Yeah, this one is rejected, because log cannot be negative value, right? Yeah, of course, if you're not sure about why it's rejected, you just do x equals to log base 3 negative 1, and then you realize you're actually getting the math error. Okay, so I will just reject it. And then the other one, I will try to find my answer, log base 3 and then 4 over 3. So it is 0.262. Alright, this is how when I do this, I always want to check is the question asked about exact value or not. If the question asks about exact value, then I kind of need to leave in the exact form. In these cases, no, the question doesn't say that. Okay, so number 9, circular measure. So the diagram actually show the sector OPQ of a circle, center O, radius is 3r. Okay, so the point S and R lies on OP and OQ respectively, such that ORS is a sector of the circle, center O, radius R, blah 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 blah. Yeah, basically, yeah, all the information is given. And the parameter they give you for PQRS is 100. So where is PQRS? Basically, this is parameter of the shaded region, right? So that means this one plus this one plus this one plus this one is 100. So the parameter is 100. You get it, right? Parameter of the shaded region is 100. So find the theta in terms of R. Okay. So yeah, we kind of need to, we know this is R and R, we kind of need to know this both arc length. Formula for arc length is S equals to R theta. So my R is, in this case, my R is just 2R, right? So this is 2R theta. For the bigger arc length here, PQ, is 3R, right? So it's just 3R theta. Since the parameter is 100, so that means I'm going to plus them together. 2R theta plus 3R theta give me 5R theta. And then plus 2R here equals to 100. The question asks me theta and no R, so I kind of need to make theta as subject. So equals 100 minus 2R divided by 5R. Done. This is how I get the 2 mark here by using the 100 information here. So theta equals to 100 minus 2R over 5R. Okay, then hence show that the area of the shaded region is this one. So how am I going to get the area of shaded region? I'm basically using the bigger sector minus a smaller sector. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I'm using the bigger sector minus the smaller sector. So formula for area of sector will be half R square theta. So the bigger sector, this is theta, this is 3R. Smaller sector, this is theta, this is 2R. So what I'm doing here is half R square theta minus half R square theta equals to my area of shaded region. So this one I will take out half theta first because both also have half theta. So this one is 9R square minus 4R square, isn't it? When I factorize, that's when I factorize out the half theta. Okay, so I will get half theta, and then this one should be 5R square. And what's in my theta? Because here you realize this equation is without theta, isn't it? So that means I need to sub in my theta from the answer of part 1. So which is 100 minus 2R over 5R. Multiply 5R square. 5 and 5 simplify, R and R square simplify. And then the R I'm going to multiply in order to get something like that. Okay. And then half, and this is 102, both can divide by 2, right? So I get 50R minus R square. This is what they asked me to show, so then I will write shown. Alright, so yep, just like that, 2 mark. Just a lot of work for this 2 mark. Given that R can be valid and that A has the maximum value, find the value of A. So obviously is dA dr equals to 0. Why I know equals to 0? Because maximum or minimum is the stationary value. That means we need to differentiate it, make it 0. So I differentiate this one, I get 50 minus 2R equals to 0. So 2R equals to 50, R equals to 25. But is the question 1R or not? The question asks about A. So it's not R, so I kind of need to sub back here. So Yep. 50 times 25 minus 25 square. So the maximum area will be 225. So given that A is increasing at the rates of 3 cm square per second, since A is increasing at a rate, if you guess also you should be able to know this is dA dt, right? I say A is increasing is a dA. And then at the rate, that means you see the word rate, that means it's a dt. If you're not sure, I always ask you to see the units. Cm square stands for area, S -1 stands for time at the bottom, equals to 3 cm square per second. And then find corresponding rate of change of R. Rate dt at the bottom, change of R dr on the top. So they ask you to find about dr dt. So the first thing is you need change rule. Draw two lines for fraction, dr on the top, dt at the bottom. And these two terms must be the same term here. Obviously you realize you still have dA, right? dA. So yeah, so for dr dA we don't have, but we have the dA dr. It's over here. This is dA dr, right? So when r equals to 10, you can sub in. So dA dr equals to 50 minus 210. So equals to 30. So dr dA basically is flip over 30. So it's 1 over 30 multiply 3. So it's 1 over 10. Alright, just like that. It shouldn't be too difficult. And then part 5, they ask about find the corresponding rate of change of theta when r is equals to 10. Yeah, they ask about corresponding rate of change of theta. So what the question trying to find, if you want to guess rate of change of theta, you see word rate dt at the bottom, the change of theta d theta at the top. So yeah, we have an equation about theta, right, just now, but it's in terms of r, it's not in terms of t. So we kind of need another change rule. So this is d theta, this is dt, and then I kind of need to use back the r because the equation above here, you see this equation is r in terms of theta, right? So I will just do dr. Do I have the dr dt? I believe I have the dr dt. Yeah, it's 1 over 10. It's nice. It's 1 over 10. But I don't have the d theta dr, so I kind of need to differentiate that one. What is that again? 100 minus 2r over 5r. 100 minus 2r over 5r. So what I would do is, I don't want to use a quotient rule because the quotient rule is going to take me a lot of time. So I'm going to separate them. This is 2r over 5r, so it's 2 over 5. So if I separate them, I can still simplify like 20 over r minus 2 over 5 theta. Okay, then this one, before I differentiate it, I just rearrange it, become 20 r negative 1 minus 2 over 5. Now I do d theta dr. It's just negative 20 r negative 2. So it's equals to negative 20 over r square. What is my r? My r is 10. So this one is negative 20 over 10 square, which is 100. So it's negative 1 over 5. So this is negative 1 over 5 multiply. This is 1 over 10. So it's negative 1 over 50. Is that my final answer? Yeah, I guess this is correct. Yeah, this one part 4 is a bit hard if you are not so familiar with rate of change, because you always need to form the change rule based on the information given, and then trying to link between information. So this, in order to do this kind of question, you kind of need to have some experience on how to link between different rate of change. If okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, this look like a math questions. Let's have a look on the question number 10 here. So the velocity time for the particle P is shown by the two straight line. Alright, obviously you can see one straight line here, the other straight line like this. Okay, find the decelerations of the P for 5 to 10. So you want to know the decelerates of here. This velocity, you cannot straight away say 20 or negative 20. Decelerate, that means they ask about the gradient of it. Okay, so they ask about the gradient, which is the A value, because the A value will be the gradient of velocity time graph. So I will take these two coordinates to find my A value. So this coordinate is what? It's 5 and 20. This one is 10 and negative 20. For this kind of velocity time graph, you need to pay attention at the units. This is meter per second. Then I can straight away use. Sometimes they will actually give you a weird one, something like minutes. Then you need to convert by divide 60, something like that. But right now, meter and seconds, that means they have an equal unit. Then it's just 5. So y minus y over x minus x. So it's basically 40 over negative 5. So you have negative a. But the question say about decelerates, that means you don't need to write about negative, because decelerate equals to negative already. So definitely you are doing this thing over here. Yeah, you're doing the whole thing over here. So therefore, deceleration equals to a. Okay. Then write down the value of t when the speed is 0. Okay, when the speed will be 0, because the constant here, a lot of students might think, okay, 0 to 5 is 0. No, this one is a uniform speed. Uniform speed, basically the particle is still moving, but then it's just moving at a different constant speed. So they ask about when speed of p is 0 is over here. Okay, so write down the value of time. Can we just guess 7.5 is a middle? If you cannot guess, how are we going to get this value? Okay, you can do something like this if you don't want to guess. Because one, we know over here the acceleration must be constant because it's a straight line. So a equals to negative a is a constant value because it's a straight line, or else it will become a curve. So, and then I know, at least I know the y coordinate for this one. X I do not know. I'm going to call it as a time here, because x axis is a time. The velocity I know is 0. So what I will do over here is I will use these two coordinates. Is the gradient is a. So the coordinate, but why can't I straight away get the coordinates here? Oh, I know why. Because I'm using the positive a. The gradient should be negative a. Yeah. Okay, this one should be negative. Because this one should be negative 40 plus 8t. So 8t will equals to 60. T will equals to 7.5. Yep. Because I should be able to straight away get the coordinates. So yeah, this is how you do if you want to get 7.5 for your time. Okay, next one, they ask you to find the distance of P have traveled for 0 to 10. So how to get the distance for velocity time graph is you kind of need to find the area. I need to find this area plus this area. So basically it's a trapezium plus a triangle. So the trapezium here is half. This two line is parallel line, isn't it? So it's 5 plus 7.5. Multiply the height, which is 20. So simplified here is 10. This is 12.5 is 125. And then we need to find from this triangle is half times base times height. Base will be 2.5, height will be 20. So simplify, I get 10. So here the distance should be 25. So the total distance traveled should be 125 plus 25. So should be 150. Okay, remember distance as the speed time graph or velocity time graph is the area. Okay. Okay, this one is another kinematics. See, we learned a little bit kinematic last week. So yeah, I have you revise a little bit. You have a SVA diagram, right? S to V is differentiate ds dt equals to V. If V to A is differentiate V, so dV dt equals to A. If you want to get from A to V, you want to get V, you need to integrate A. You want to get S, you need to integrate V. dt lah, definitely at the back. Okay, so from there, a particle Q have the displacement x from the fixed point O, t second after leaving O. This information tell you S equals to 0, t equals 0. What's the purpose of it? Help you to find C. Okay, so the velocity of the Q is given by this one. Find the expression for x in terms of t. Now, you have the V. You want to find, okay, S and X is the same thing, alright? Just sometimes they use S, sometimes they use X. Okay, so you have the V, you want to go to X. So you need to see the arrow. So you need to do integration. So X equals to integrate V dt. So integrate 6e2t plus 1 dt. So if I integrate this one, so it's 6e2t divided by 2, isn't it? Plus t plus c. So this is the reason why you need this information in order to help you to find the value of c here. So okay, I shouldn't use s anymore, use x. So when x equals to 0, my time will be 0. So this one simplified is 3, right? So it's 3e0 plus 0 plus c. So my c will be negative 3. So therefore, my expression for, because e power of 0 is 1, x will be 3e2t plus t minus 3. Alright, this is how I get the expression for x. 3 mark is very easy, as long as you remember this diagram. Then find the value of t when the acceleration of q is 24. Now you have v, you want to get a. V, you want to get a. V to a is differentiation. So we are doing this one. So a equals to dv dt. So dv dt, you will get, differentiate this one, I will get, it will give me 12e2t plus 1 will give it 0. So when acceleration is 24, so 24 here, so 24 over 12 equals to e2t. So yeah, 2t, e move to the other side, become ln, right? 24 over 12 is 2. So t will be ln 2 divided by 2. Yeah, if exact value, you can leave like this. If you don't like to leave your answer like this, you can just type in the calculator. You will kind of get 0.347. Easily get this 3 mark. So when you like see this kind of kinematic 6 mark question, you realize actually just need a little bit knowledge. Even though kinematic is a whole new chapter, but this chapter actually is quite easy. Until it asks you to find the distance, then you might find a little bit hard, or else it's just differentiation and integration. Remember, this diagram is quite easy. From S go to V differentiate, V go to A differentiate, A go to V integrate, V go to S is integrate. Alright, so yeah, that's all for this paper. Is there anything you want to ask me?